My business is Waffle Love. We sell gourmet Liège waffles. We have 10 stores. When St. George gets done being built, we'll have 10 stores open and operating, and we have 6 food trucks. We decided to call it Waffle Love because I love all things, all lovely, happy things, and also it's reflective in our food. We wanted it to be something that you would love, not just like, but really love, and so Waffle Love it is. We started 5 years ago now as a food truck in Provo with a $1,300 old bread truck and a $5,000 loan from my grandma-in-law, and just bootstrapped it together. I got fired January of 2012. I was working for a bank and I lost my job. I was about to buy a home and that fell through, obviously, and so I needed to bring home some bacon somehow. I love seeing people's faces when they first bite into a waffle. They've never had one before. I love serving people something delicious that they enjoy. My most favorite moment was about 6 months in, when I could tell that my business was going to take off and be a success. And there was lots of momentum building around it and lots of people coming in. And that feeling of satisfaction of having started something, having seen it from nothing to a little bit more than nothing, was just an immense feeling of satisfaction and really awesome. So the biggest thing is a lot of people when they go to owning their own business or want to start their own business, it's like all of a sudden their business owns them, right? And so that was one of the things that I kind of wrote down in my desires, and when I was starting this business, is I didn't want it to own me necessarily, but I wanted to provide more freedom, actually. And it's done that in a lot of ways, and the key to that is finding really excellent individuals that are excited about what you're doing and have a lot of buy-in, and you can trust them to do a lot of great things for you, and you can share the load. I think failure and disappointment, you can always just look at them. I mean, as far as a specific moment, like when I got fired, that's a big one for me. Getting fired, that's not cool. But there were so many. That was kind of like a precursor to everything that was going on when I started my business. There were so many little bumps along the road, disappointments and setbacks, but the key is to just keep your eye on where you're going and where where you want to be. And I remember the first day I sold waffles. I sold 13 waffles, and in my business plan I had written down that I needed to sell 100 a day to make it worth it. And a lot of people look at that as a big disappointment, but to me that was like the step towards what I wanted. And if you can look at disappointments and setbacks in that way, like, you know what, this is just the step towards what I'm going for. This is how I get there. I think we've just taken it as it comes along. Some opportunities have landed right in our laps, and the thing is the best thing that you can do is go out there and be you in the most pure and true form possible, and to stay true to your vision and your values and what you want to see. Like for me, it was to put out my business exactly how I wanted it to be, how I wanted it to taste. Because you never know who's going to be walking in your store, who's going to be eating your food, and what opportunities are going to come your way. But if you focus on possibilities, you'll get more opportunities. And if you focus on the opposite, then you'll get less, So you just roll with it. I mean, we've had opportunities come our way that we didn't ask for, that just happened upon us. And it's because we were a match to it with what kind of business we were making, and the way we're serving our people and the environment we've created. And so, honestly, more opportunities will come if you can just be true to yourself. I think one of the biggest challenges is training. That's one of the things, especially as you grow. Like, training is one of those things that it never dies, and it will always be something that you need to stay up on and be on top of. And I think that's one of the biggest challenges, and it also points to some of the greatest opportunities that you have to knock it out of the park. Each time you open a new store, there's a new opportunity to start fresh. And every day you can start fresh with how you train people and where you're going. Everything is in that training and the culture that you create. So that's what does quality control. That's what creates the environment. That's what creates the attitude that the employee is looking at a customer with and treating them with, like that culture and that training that you create, like it, is the invisible manager that manages all of that, so to speak, right? And then obviously what you do to help enforce it as well. But a great culture will do that and perpetuate a system of that, and that's what we try to do. You can't go back, so you can only go forward. I mean, there would be some things, and there's some advice I've given to other people that have started food trucks about, like, really, is the $1,300 food truck worth it? Probably not. In my case, it would have certainly been more worth it if I had just spent as much money as I could on a good condition truck. But there's no way to know that ahead of time, and I honestly didn't have any money, so I had to start where I was. And to me, that's the best advice that a person can have, because so many times you'll think of a cool idea as an entrepreneur, and you'll be like, yeah, but I need this, but I need that, but they're doing this, but they're doing that, and you'll excuse it away. But the truth is, if you just start where you are with what you have and take a step, that step will lead to another one, and that'll lead to another one until you get to a place where you never thought you might be. Start where you are. Just kidding. My favorite advice is to dream big and have an open mind. And don't be afraid to start exactly where you're at right now. Nothing needs to change. You don't need to change to have your idea come into this world. You can just believe in it and take the next step that you feel like you can. It's kind of like that's just like par for the course. When you're in a business, like, you could take lots of opportunity. There's so many opportunities where you could think of things in a doubtful way or a discouraging way, and it's just a choice. It's almost like a way of life for me. It's like there's no other choice. Either you spend your life in misery and doubt, you won't even see the opportunities when they come to you in that mindset, or you spend your life in believing that things are going to work out, that things always work out for you, and that the next opportunity is right around the corner, and then there it is. Just so grateful for all the wonderful people that enjoy Waffle, that come here and are patrons of our places and our waffles, and we're grateful that we get to do what our dreams are, and we hope that people enjoy it and that we can continue to provide people with an amazing experience that's unique and different.